Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this section of reads. This should be on YouTube channel James 13 Wicca in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The stuff like the cards and the dice, those details will be below, somewhere below. Besides that, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Cancer? Okay. Definitely a rough start. This is also one of those readings, it's either happening or it's not. And it's about moving on or getting out of a negative energy. It's already there. I feel like you're going to know before we even get into it, if there's something that you're not happy with, or maybe somebody you're not happy with, that's probably what we're talking about. Because things, I feel like the rug was whipped right from out from under me. And you might have exposed yourself or what? You opened up to somebody or something, or you gave a lot to something. This could be, for example, maybe you had a job for a long time and all of a sudden you were let go. This could be a friendship that you thought was a good friendship, and then all of a sudden they just left your life one way or another, or maybe they betrayed you. Could be a family thing. But it's kind of like, I feel like I was very connected to this situation, and it just felt like out of nowhere everything just changed. Cancer feels very deeply and is very, very loyal. One of the strongest things that I think defines Cancer myself, I do think loyalty defines Cancer a lot, because they are the ones you can depend on through thick and thin. If you have a bond with a Cancer, they are there. And they expect you to be there for them too. And if you honor that connection with a Cancer, that's a beautiful thing. So if this happened, somebody breaking that, or like throwing you to the side, or just flat out betraying you is what I'm getting. No matter how it happened, just not being there anymore. That's a lot. You got the Devil with the Ten of Swords. And this is an energy it's either already there, or it's not going to make it happen in your life. It's either already there or it's going to show up any second. It's definitely not making it happen. And this is really a hard thing for Cancer to deal with. Very, very difficult. Excuse me. Cancer does not take loyalty lightly. I mean, they even backed it up over here. Like, this is what we're talking about. They're like, this is what we're talking about. This is what needs to be dealt with. How do we move forward from this energy and bring Cancer back to a place where they can be happy and feel comfortable and have the joy they deserve again, have the happiness they deserve again. Because if this has happened, if this is already there, or if it's about to happen, which is possible, it's very damaging. Like, I know nobody likes being betrayed. Nobody likes stuff like this happening to them. But the loyalty level of Cancer, this can be very, very damaging. This could be something that it creates a hole that just never gets corrected. And this reading is like, if that's starting to happen there, or feels like that's happening there, they're like, they want to help you heal this damage. It's not about giving it ample thought. You're willing to think about it, but it's trying to get it from a place where I don't understand, I don't know what to do with it, into a place where you're more empowered. There's a lot of energy here of emotions. Like, the Moon card is neither bad nor good in my opinion. It has its good aspects, it has its bad aspects, but it's something where you could get pulled down the drain into this spiral, and you can end up spiraling out of control with it emotionally. It could cause a lot of damage. It could cause a lot of pain. That definitely, whatever this is, I feel like you definitely would have to go through the grieving process, but it doesn't have to destroy you. Which, take that with a grain of salt. Not a medical anything. Not a medical anything. The first step for healing To go into the direction of healing is to prioritize yourself first. What you need, what makes you feel good. If this is something where you feel betrayed by somebody, you might need some time to yourself. Maybe you need to just have time watching TV by yourself, having a meal by yourself. Or I feel like for a lot of you, it's not just like a moment or just like closing off your life to everybody. It could be like, I remember one person I knew, I want to say it was Sunday morning. They got up at like 5 in the morning, and from 5 to 10, that was their private time. They just, I don't know what they did. I think one time they told me they just sat there and drank coffee and watched some TV. And that's just what worked. Or they did what they wanted to do. It was their time. They just needed that time to be by themselves, to feel like things were going to be okay. Whatever works for you. Maybe it's once a week. I don't, this could border on a destructive behavior, but maybe once a week you got to get yourself a little cake, and privately you just have to have your cake. You just got to have your cake. It could be something like that. I'm saying like once a week because I'm thinking, well, if it's a little cake, it shouldn't be that big a deal, but whatever. You know what I mean? Something to help you feel more happy and in your own space. And like, it's just me here. I don't have to worry or think about how anybody else feels or anybody else's problems. This is just for me. This is just for me to be happy. And it doesn't have to be like food or watching TV. If there's some type of craft you like doing or whatever it is, maybe building something, whatever it is, that's the first step to bringing your energy back in your control to get yourself to a place where you're feeling good again. Because whatever this is, it feels heavy to me. Like, the 3 cards, the 3 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, and the Devil card, there's no joke. If this is hitting, this is painful. This is a lot. There will be I don't know. I don't know if this is helpful. There may be people around you who want to help you sort it out. I don't know if that's really helpful for you. Sometimes, you got to create closure where you're not going to get the information. Somebody leaves you, somebody passes away, this happens, that happens, and just the information to know why something happened is just not there. Other people trying to help you find answers it could be like a catch-22. It may not work. I'm not saying you shouldn't do anything. I'm just saying they just might not help you get out of this energy. You got to do what you got to do. I can understand like trying it, but you may find out you talk to somebody and they're very positive and a very good person for you. But after this talk is over, when you're off on your own, you may feel like you have more questions than answers. You may feel worse than you did to start with. Just be careful of it. Be aware of it. Because I don't think anybody has negative intentions, but it could be one of those things where the more you talk about it, the less it helps. Take that however you got to take that. Because I feel like we want to go towards the land of closure, and there may not be answers to be found. It's just making peace with like, this is where it is, and I just got to make peace with it. I don't want to, I just need to. One of those things. Because I feel like I get stuck in this, almost like I keep seeing this like twister. Like I'm stuck in this thing where I just keep going in circles, and I keep ending up just not getting out of it. And the only thing I can do to get out of it is just just let it end, and just to stop trying to figure it out. It's just to stop trying to make sense of it. It may be something that there's no sense to be made. I hate this analogy, but I'm gonna give it. So like if you have a little child and something happens and the little child passes away, there's just no making sense of it. There's just no making sense of it. Like why there's just no making. Other people can give their opinions and thoughts and feelings, but I feel like in that regard, there's just no making sense of it. I don't know what else to say. You definitely don't seem to flourish by choosing to just ignore it. So I want to, in case I'm coming across wrong, because they seem to be pushing this forward quite strongly, just choking it down and pretending it didn't happen does not seem to work. Not that that would ever work, but like just kind of trying to put on that happy face, like, no, I'm fine now. Everything's okay. it's all good. You know, that's not going to work. But dealing with it on your terms and just sometimes making peace with the fact that there is no good answer. Did I say that right? There's just, it's just not there. What I want to make peace with this is just not there. What I need to make closure with this is just not there. So I have to find my own version of it. Not choking it down to pretend like it didn't happen, not trying to choke down your feelings like they're not there. That's not what I'm saying, so I hope it doesn't come off that way because I don't want it to come off that way. But one of the ways I see whatever this is, making peace with it, is kind of looking back to this situation like there were good times. There were good connections. There were positive things. I can take the memories with me, but that's pretty much it. But at least I have the memories. This does remind me of somebody passing away, and it can be very, very painful. And sometimes all you have, when it's all said and done, is like, there were good times. And there's times that I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't give them away. I wouldn't sell those memories. I wouldn't want to even erase those memories, even though whatever happened, happened. Whatever disconnected this connection, something happened. But I wouldn't give that away. The reason I'm so upset about it is because of how valuable those memories are. And that at least I have those memories. Those are mine. Nobody can take them from me. And all right, it led to a place that I wasn't expecting. But I'm going to hold on to what I liked about it. And I'm just going to accept that what I don't like is never going to make sense to me. And I guess it doesn't need to. I just need to realize that I got a lot of value from the memories and I'm not letting those go. It's kind of like finding a way to like let go of what you didn't like and holding on to what you do like. Can we give a little bit more about this? Because like, I just feel like it's the way I have to say this part that it has to be like correct. This feels like a heavy one. Because like, this says let go and I'm like, let go of the things that will never make sense. Let go of the answers you're never going to find. Hold on to what was good. Be thankful for the memories you have, which I know may be a bit much, I'm pushing it with that. It's like once you know you're not going to, it's like, I feel like there's certain things like, I'm going to bring it up again. If a child passes away, for example, there's never going to be an answer that just makes you feel better about it. It's not there. I feel like I've had family members who've gone, unfortunately, through that, and there's no answer that's going to make that better. And it's realizing whatever this is, there's no answer that's going to make that okay. But it's holding on to what you did enjoy of it. It's holding on to what you did gain from it. And just saying, you know what, this is never going to be okay in my book, but accepting that this is never going to be okay in my book. I hope this makes sense. Because I feel like it's heavy, and I'm just like, I don't want anything to get worse for anybody, of course. I clearly don't want that. There's a lot of support around you, but I feel like, again, I'm coming back to this energy where people can try to help you with whatever. People can offer what they think and what they feel, but their version of closure is not your version of closure. You know what I mean? How you feel is how you feel. How they feel is how they feel. They might be able to do this and feel that and have, maybe they believe they have their answers. And that's okay, then they do. Just because it makes sense to them, because it works for them, does not mean it should for you. I don't know. Going into something here, I don't want to like be, there's love around you. Love that I feel like just can't help. I don't know what to say. There's good energy here. Two of Cups is here. People care about you. People care greatly about you, but there's only so much they can do. Sometimes all they can do is like let you know that they're there, and then that's that. And that's pretty much all they can do. This is about how you feel, not about how they feel. And some people, I feel like we know this. I feel like this is very common for most of us to realize. We've come across this where they want us to feel better because it would make them feel better if we felt better. So they get on this toxic positivity, like, no, you gotta lift your energy up. No, you gotta be, no, things are good for you. And they keep wanting to lift your energy up when you're not ready because it makes them feel bad that you feel bad. And it's kind of like, listen, it's not about you. Just leave me be. I'll handle my own stuff. I'm gonna be fine. I'm not gonna do anything drastic. Just I need to sort this out on my own. And there's a lot of love here, but there's a lot of love here that just, they can't do this for you. This is something you have to work on. This is something you have to make peace with, sort out. Um, okay. This reading is heavy in my opinion. More things will come out. Okay, I get it. Because I was like, I don't know. Okay, let's just go into it because like everything flooded in at once and it just got me. Step by step, slow step by slow step. There's good energy that wants to come in and it wants to fill up that void. It's completely your choice whether that's allowed or that's not. There's no wrong answer. I'm not saying you have to do anything. I'm not trying to say you should do anything. So I hope it doesn't come across that way. They're simply bringing in this energy like there will be something to fill this void if you allow it. It's a slow process. It's a step by step. A lot of random moments of happiness. A lot of random moments of happiness. Is there something else I'm supposed to say about that? This one feels heavy. Like it feels heavy, but if it's there, it's there. It's not making anything happen. It's just, it's there. So the Six of Swords on its side in this part is saying sometimes you're going to just not want to deal with it. You're just going to choke down those feelings. As long as you don't make that a permanent thing. Once in a while, you're just like, I just don't want to deal with that today, so I'm just going to pretend it's not a factor. I just don't want to. And here and there, it makes sense, is what I'm getting. As long as it doesn't become a permanent thing where you just constantly choke things down. Sometimes I feel like I deal with people where you're like, they trigger a memory or a feeling or a thought, and you're like, I don't really want to deal with this with them. I don't want to. And you just kind of choke it down to just move on. And like when I talk to somebody else, I feel like I can, or I feel like I'm in a place where I feel like I can deal with this on my terms. So I don't know. Does this make sense? Hopefully this makes sense. To me, that's a version of choking it down, like maybe temporarily choking it down because I don't feel safe or I don't feel confident or I just don't want to deal with it here. I just don't want to right here. As long as it's temporary, within respect, I feel like it's okay. Like you don't want to be at the grocery store and just fall to pieces. Like, that's my opinion anyway. You got to do what's right for you. But like you get home or you get in your car, I've had it happen where I stopped at a stoplight once and there we go. And then when the light turned green, I was like, oh, okay, gotta drive now, pull it together. That was years ago, but like, you know, your terms. Choke it down here and there within respect to how you feel is right, but don't make it a permanent thing is what they're asking. This situation is going to need to kind of come out and it's going to have to defrost. The frost is going to have to come up out of the ground. The coldness, you know, the energy has to come out. I just feel weird that this is here, but I know what they're saying. I just want to make sure I say it right. The sun will come out again. I don't know. I feel like depending on where you are in this experience, I feel like that's a lot to say. Positive things are coming forward. There's still things to come back. There's going to be things that show up in your life that you're not really even sure you want, and those would be the blessings in disguise. The things that are trying to refill this void, that you initially are like, oh, I don't know if I like that. Oh, I'm uncomfortable with this. Those might turn out to be the blessings in disguise. That's what I'm trying to get to. Because I don't like the idea. In this situation, this feels extremely heavy. And I keep thinking of the person who lost their child. And I cannot fathom myself saying, well, there's a blessing in disguise. Like, how would you, really? I don't know how cold I'd have to be to, like, try to play that off. I keep seeing this. I just feel like that would be a horrible thing to say to somebody who went through that experience. And I kept looking at this and like, you want me to say that to this situation? They're like, well, it's not the situation itself. It's what's filling it afterwards, not wanting it at first, but realizing you give it enough of a chance, that would be your blessing in disguise. So I just felt like I had to describe that correctly. I think we're good. I saw that card at first and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, you gotta be kidding me. But then, you know, everything came in. I was like, oh, all right. Anything else with this? All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.